so I've gone ahead and I've drawn out both elevations. The first elevation that you're going to draw is the end elevation, looking at it from the end. And then you're going to draw a side elevation. Unlike yesterday's lesson, I can't get the points just from this one side. I need to see the side of it also. We're going to transfer points from here onto the side elevation and then into the actual wrapper. So just like any other lesson we've done before, we want to develop our quadrant, and we're going to need to do a 2-inch radius because we're doing a 6 on a 4-inch. Okay, I'm going to break that up. And we're going to do the same thing over here. And just like yesterday, you don't need both halves of this. We're going to do it anyways. But technically, you only need the half to get all the points. But just to explain it better, we're going to use them all. Okay, so we want to transfer those points down onto the end elevation. And then you're going to call this 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can call 1 the seam also if you want, but that gets a little confusing at times. So now we want to take these and we want to move them up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now I have these drawings lined up on each other, so I already know that 1 is going to land there. So now there is a difference here in the numbers because now we're looking at it from the side. So now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we know that 1 already landed here. So now we want to land 2. So we can land 2. Then we can land 3. Then we can land 4, which is already landed. And same thing again. 3, 2, and 1 is already there. Now we can take a curve. And that's what it's going to look like. That line that I just drew isn't really that important. So now what we want to do is we want to find our wrapper. But I need to know these distances. We'll take that down to there. This one up to here. We already know 4 is at the bottom. 3 and 2. And 1. Again, our seam is going to land on the end. So now we want to develop a wrapper. So the wrapper is going to go on a 6. But we're doing the 4 right now. So 4-inch. If we take out our trusty circumference rule, we get what looks like 12 5/8. So let's draw out our wrapper. Start it right at the edge of this, or close to it. And we're working on about 5 inches. Not important how long you make that. Because you're going to be cutting off the bottom half anyways. So we had 12 5/8. Because I'm going to do a groove seam here, I'm going to add 3/8, 3/8, which is 3/4 to 12 5/8, which is 13 3/8. We'll add that in. That'll be our seam allowance. We'll add that in down here. Again, not important, but we know that's where we want to land. Next thing we want to do is we want to take our spacing. You can grab it from either one, it doesn't matter. We're grabbing 4-inch spacing. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're right on the money. And we'll just bring those up. So hopefully we got this right. So now we want to number this out. And again, our seam is on 1 here as we're looking at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it looks like we got that right. Now, this is how easy this is. We're just going to grab point 1, which is the intersection at the top, and we're just going to bring them over. We're going to go 1, we're going to go 1, we're going to go 1. Then we're going to do 2. We're going to do 2, 2, 2, and 2. We're going to do 3, 3, 3, and 3. And then we're just going to grab 4. 4, which if I would have drew this exact length, I wouldn't even need 4. And now that we've developed our pattern out, we can go ahead and we can connect our points. So that's your developed line. Now you can add to this if you want. There's 2 different methods of doing this. You could turn up the inside of the pipe to grab the inside of this, or you can add something to this and turn it out on a turning machine or whatever, or just cut your inside hole smaller and then use a notcher and notch around to the outside line and then pull those tabs up. So there's a couple different ways of doing that. But now I'll show you how to get the hole. You can use the same method to get the hole on a regular same size branch tee like we did yesterday. It's the same method. Now this can get numbered a bunch of different ways depending on how you look at it. So we'll just start here. So we'll draw this whole thing out. So again, we're going to go 6, which is 18 7/8, and we're going to add 3/4 to that, so we'll be at 19 5/8. And for argument's sake, we'll leave the body at 12. So let's find the center of that, which is 6. Yep. Kind of a light line. And we had 19 3/4, which is going to be 9 1/2, 9 7/8. Okay, so that's dead center of our fitting. So now we want to pull our spacing out. The spacing is the same no matter where you grab it. So we're going to go 1 to 2. 2 to 3. 3 to 4, which is really tight. And we're looking at it from the end. So I'm going this way. So let's just draw these lines through. Most of this is just understanding how this works. Once you got it down, you can just go for it. I'm going to call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so I had a little screw up there. I was looking at it backwards. So we're going to take these points out now. This gets a little confusing, so we're going to take 1 to 4 because we're looking down over the side of it. So this is actually your 1 line. It just depends on where you're anchoring the line from. Okay? Then we're going to take 3. It all depends on how you number this. And that's how we get that. That is a little confusing with the numbering, the way that it works, because you're actually going 1 to 4, but it's not that line. It's actually this line, this line, and this line. So don't get confused with the numbering on that, but it will throw you way off. And that's how we get the hole. So again, I had a little screw up there because I'm always looking at it the wrong way. Because sometimes when you look at it, even though this is 1 from, you would think it's 1 from here. And you can see real easy how that is still the same and that is still the same. Then if you went from to 3, we went that, and we went to 3. It's still going to be the same. So don't get worried that you're grabbing it from the wrong places, because believe it or not, the numbers are still the same numbers. They don't change that much. So as long as the number corresponds and you're getting that oval, you're fine. So we'll cut these out and I'll show you how they go together. So that's how you get to that. And again, you can add to this. You can subtract a little out of this hole. So if you wanted to and you really wanted to turn this up, we could come back in here with a 1/2 inch or so. And we can turn this up with a notcher and a pair of pliers and just bring those up into the branch. If you're going to do it here, just add something up here at the top for what you're going to lose at the bottom. You can't do that on everything. If we were doing a gored elbow, you have to add it in before you do anything else, because you're going to change everything. But in this application, we don't need to worry about that. Well, there's our pattern for the branch. All right, we'll line up our seam lines because we didn't bend them in. There's our saddle. I think I could cut a straighter line with snips than I can draw with a pencil. Okay, I'm gonna line up my seam lines. All right, so just so you can see how everybody lines up here. Obviously this is cardboard and everybody seems to line right up the way that they're supposed to. It's almost dead on, even though this is cardboard. But as you can see, we are there. So that's how you do a branch tee with two different sizes. I hope you enjoyed the video. Next episode, we're gonna do a Y branch using the same methods. A little different, but we'll have fun doing that also. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.